Alright, we're back. So, spent the last hour looking for parts, can't find them. So, what a shocker. So, this is the rest of the stuff for this motor. I'm sitting here. I can't find the dowel pins that are missing. I think I took out these cases I put in boxes on top behind my milling machine in the old shop, and that stuff ain't here no more. So I found those boxes, 2 boxes that have all that stuff in. I don't know where it is. For now, I'll have to deal with it. Probably wind up robbing out of one of my motors. Anyway, here's the cover. I cleaned it up. So we're missing 2 dowel pins that align everything. So we are not here right now. Ball bearings floating around. Okay. So we're checking the fitment of our parts there a little bit. Yeah, blow this up a little bit, you can see better. So you put stuff on. We don't really care about the rock this direction here, like that. We care about the side to side, which means you push down and push back and forth each way. So push down and go side to side. Hear that clearance? That means the bushing's loose. So that's how much clearance you get. It's like the crank's got the click click noise. That's how much clearance you get on that one. Okay, this is the circuit breaker drive. And you can hear it too. So there's a little bit in there. It's trying to get over here, but there's too much crap in the way over here. This bench doesn't work good for getting close. Alright, maybe that's a better view. A little bit closer. Close to what I'm looking at anyway. You can hear it a little bit. When you come up here, you can see it's got clearance that way. So these are usable. They probably got 2 to 3 thou clearance in them, but probably closer to 3. 4, I think it was your wear limit, or 5, but yeah, they're usable. They're a little loose, but definitely usable. This is our breather valve. Definitely got some usage out of that. Goes in there nicely. Like everything else, it's well broken in. Not a problem. So there's our oil pump drive gear. Got to find the right spline that goes on. Feels good. This one takes a spring with a little thin shield in there to keep it off the splines. That puts tension on it. There's a shaft out. There's our shaft for the oil pump. Looks good. So this gear has to be above the shaft for it to work correctly. So you can see it down in there. Pull that back a little bit. So when you get all the way in there, you can see how the gear is not quite this way far enough. But you can't put the spring right there because it's too far in. So the crank needs to come to the right a little bit more than it is right now, but it ain't coming that way anymore. So the gear will go on there. This here is the gear. So you put it down there in the shaft down there. You want to make sure it engages correctly in there where it belongs. So I can't do that with one hand. So we're just going to lay it in there and see what it looks like. Make sure everything lines up where it belongs. If you take some of this junk out of the way, you got better access to put the gear on. Okay. Must be a burr on the shaft because the gear doesn't want to go in there. Okay. So I have to clean up the shaft a little bit because the gear's tight. Alright, so it all goes on there like that. Where'd the gear go? Here's our gear. shaft has a fat part. Matches the fat part. Oh, look at that. And like I said, that's supposed to be hitting in the center of the gear. I won't count any of this stuff when I lay it over. So it's kind of hard to see exactly what the gear is hitting on, but so the center's over here. Not there, but over here. So it needs to come out about a little bit, but they don't come out a little bit. They sit right there. That's where they sit. And then the big gear here goes on there. And it goes in all the way in there and makes it tight. This one here appears to be snug, which means you beat it out of the hammer. So if you hit it too hard, you bend the crank, so be careful. Lots of light hits. I'm not going to put that in right now because I want to check the cam in play first. Because once this goes on there, it's going to be on there all the time. Chances are it's going to come back off. Alright, so we're mocking up all this stuff. Alright, so that slides out of that. So this has a burr on it, so I'm going to have to go and hone the surface and make that nice. One more thing I got to fix. There's the gear I have to use to match it to. All this stuff here seems to be good, so we don't have a problem with that. This here goes on there and goes in flush. So looks like there's enough room to go flush. Barely. Bottom's out. Doesn't go that far anyway. It sticks up on the cover. See, the bushing sticks up only about a 100th thou or so. So that means this has to recess less than the gasket surface by 100th thou, which is only about to there. So we still have that much more movement, see? Okay. That also means if you want to make a custom spacer to stick between the gear and that shield down there, you can move the gear and get better alignment. Now you can see the original alignment, see all the wear on the teeth there. See, it's all on this side here, not down on these inner ones. So it's been wearing that way for a long time. It's not like it's new. It's been that way for quite a while. Now if you flip this thing over, you get some new surface to wear on, maybe. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's still going to wear in the same spot. Doesn't matter. Alright. So that's that. Where's our gears at? So these go in there like this. You have a spacer that goes on there, and you got a snap ring that holds it. And that's going to set your in play. But that snap ring looks like it'll be pretty much zero in play. That one just flips down like that. See how the gear's high? And you got to flip it over the other way. Now it's flush, see? Duh. And another spacer. And another snap ring. So you want to set the in play on this gear fairly tight because it works the circuit breaker off that worm in there. And that'd be that worm gear right there. And that would be a problem. If you got a lot of slop in and out of the gear up and down, it changes the timing a lot. You know, probably 20 degrees or better, if not more. Alright, so the next thing is the cam. So you know all this stuff's a little on the loose side, which is what it is. Let's see how good he wants it. Now if you got a really big cam in here, you're going to have to come in and cut these teeth off to make room for it. Because the lobe comes up and hits them. So that's another problem. Alright, so we got everything checked that we need to check there. Okay, so here's our cam. It's in a new box anyway. S-cam, so I assume that's stock. Hard to do with one hand, obviously. Clean the crap off of it. That's what they make clean shirts for, see? Alright, so should have a thrust washer someplace, which I don't see. This must be a high lift cam. See how it hits the case? Hits that bushing right there, see? That's a problem. See, that's one reason why you don't put your case together before it's too early, because that cam is going to hit the case. It won't work. It's hitting pretty heavy. It's got about an extra 15 or 20 thou more lift than the case will tolerate. Okay, the bushing has a little clearance, not too bad, so that's good. I like that. So there should be some kind of a thrust washer in there for in play. I'm assuming knucklehead use that same washer as everybody else because it has a 36 number on it. So it's not in here. If they go in too deep, they actually hit right here on the edge right there, which cocks the cam over. See how it cocks going in? It's actually bottoming out right here, not where it belongs. So that needs a thrust washer. Be one of these. Usually 50 thou is your standard. So you can put it right there, but that's not the right spot. That won't keep it off of this. Just lost something. Spring. Don't lose your oil pump spring. So this goes on here like this. And that goes in the case like that. Doesn't fix our cam problem though. Still hits on the cam. See, you still got to cut away that much in there. So that's still a problem. But now we're not hitting on this. So got clearance now. There's a plus. This one goes in there. And like I said, this needs to go in there too, but I don't feel like beating it on right now. Especially now I know I got to take this whole thing back apart and cut the case out for clearance. Or I got to cut the cam lobe off. I think we want to do that one.